something we learn from them, and feel free to ask questions if you don't understand. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that brief introduction. So next on the program, I'll give a speech on the importance of youth participation in Okay, so youth participation in politics. I think for so long, young people have been excluded from political processes and decision making because a lot of people feel that young people should not be in that space participating in politics. But when LPM was born, we made sure that everything that was done, young people moved. 2 years after LPM was born, we have young people in strategic positions such as councillors, we have a member of parliament, and we have a lot of young people serving at the LOC level and as well as any other position in the party. Because LPM believe that young people are energetic, they have fresh ideas, and they are very innovative. Hence, it's important that young people also participate in politics. The importance of young people participating in politics is that young people will be able to craft their future. We can't let older people craft our own future. It's impossible because they do not know our aspiration. So we as young people, it's important that we engage in political processes, that we engage in political decision making so that we craft the type of future that we want to. We applaud the elderly people for providing an opportunity for us young people to sort of have this political independence. But now we have to take on Group 5, which is economic emancipation. We have a lot of young people that are unemployed. A lot of young people are excluded from opportunities. Yeah, as a young person, you don't even know if you are ever going to own a house. That's because, you know what, we have never been excluded in this whole political process. As much as we don't want to admit this, politics determines everything. Politics determines the what, the who, and the what. So as politicians are the ones that determine how resources are going to be shared. So we as young people, if we are not part of any process, we are going to be excluded and we are not going to have the future that we desire to have. So it's important that we as young people become activists in our community. We should be able to champion for the ideas, we should be able to champion for our interests. For instance, in Riewa, there's a high rate of unemployment. So you as young people in Riewa or Calvert, wherever, you should be at the forefront of pushing that agenda. You should champion for the interests of other young people. If they are unemployed, you stage demonstration, engage with our councillors. The good thing is, LPM is governing the Tory Deputies, so now it's easier for us young people in the LPM to actually push that agenda that young people should be employed. We need to own that, we need to fight for that because it's rightfully ours, you understand? So it's important that we conscientize our mind that each and every person within us should become a political activist or should become a youth activist so that you are part of this decision making. So it's important also that you as a young person understand the type of environment that you are operating in. We know that for the past 30 years, young people were excluded from politics. People made it seem as if it's just the elderly people that should be in politics and the young people should be excluded from all that. But now we live in a different environment, we live in a different political epoch. It's the young people that are actually determining what type of future they want. And it's the young people that are at the forefront. So my fellow young people, from now on, let's become youth activists. Let's engage and let's show other young people that if young people are united and if young people come together and champion for a good cause, things are able to move because we are energetic, we are creative, we are innovative, we have fresh ideas. So from now on, each and everybody of us, as you go back home, have some sort of self-introspection. Identify any issue that you are facing in your community, whether it's a shortage of water, electricity, or maybe access to funding. We have a lot of young people. So identify those issues and work towards those issues through campaigns, through demonstration, through civic engagement, so that you sort of also are part of this process of politics and also decision making. So with those few words, I hope that we have taken something. And the next of the program will be on the downside.
I also acknowledge the presence of our national spokesperson, Leader Enias Mbula, also from our communication side, our Leader Trevor, that is here with us. Please allow me also to acknowledge Leader Bartholomeus Peters, a leader that is in our region, strong leader, but most of all, you being the youth of LPM. Let's give each other a hand of applause. I've been called here, and I want to start off by saying thank you for inviting me. When I was a boy around the age of 16, 17 years, the young people decided that they're going to vote me in and elected me National Students Organization, NANSO, starting from Rebo to the Orange River, as the chairperson of NANSO in the region, because we had only 4 regions: the central region, northern region, and the Rongo side. That's what we had at that stage. I thought it was playing games. At that stage, because I was young, I didn't feel the urgency and the importance of what presented me, people were seeing in me, because I was very immature, but someone saw something in me. And those were the youth that were with me. Today, I'm a chairperson of a region in a political party called LPM. It's important that we know where we want to go. Now, your theme here is positioning the LPM Youth Command element in setting the youth agenda. Now, when I was thinking about the theme, I myself thought, do we have the positioning before the agenda? Or do we have the agenda before positioning ourselves? Now, what Leader Dominga said, that we must engage as youth in our future, the tomorrow. The Bible says that the elderly people, they will dream dreams, but the young people will see visions. And that means that the elderly people will try and create something for you that they think would be best for you when you get to those ages. Whilst the young people would then see things themselves that they see them in, which would be part of their lives. And although both sides are trying to do a good, yet the other one will not be part of the other one's future. I might not be here in the next 30 years, next 20 years. You might be then the 50s and the 40s and the 60s where we are today. And therefore, you must first set an agenda, because it doesn't help you to deal with the issue of positioning if you do not know where you want to be. You need to tell yourself and decide to be part and parcel of the place where you want to be. You need to have the vision. You need to be part of the decision making in terms of getting to the place. Now, I must tell you at this moment, we were part of the things that happened in this country. Although some of us had not been at the forefront, but we were part of the SWAPO party. And what we created, what we got now, although some of us were saying, but what you're doing is not right, yet what we created is an absolute shame. It doesn't create any hope or any future for the young men, because they are graduates, for instance. No work, no employment, no nothing. Even if you want to go and start up a business, as a young person, where would you start? Who does advance? A younger person that does have no assets to start with a business that might cost you 150,000. Who's going to give you that? In an absence of a collateral or a guarantee that you need to give. Now, for you to get to those places, you must decide today, not tomorrow. You must decide today where you want to be, how you want to get to that point. Plan in advance as to how you need to get here. Now, I want to tell you something, maybe by giving you maybe an example. I want 3 young men, the 3 of you. You can come, the 2 of you. Touch the wire. The 3 of you, I saw what you did. You 3, touch the wire. Touch the wire. LPM, we are one. You might have certain skills. You might have some expertise. You might have some trades that you are strong in. But believe me, there is certain things that you cannot reach without the other. You need each other in order to get to an agenda for the youth, because youth is not one person. Youth is a sector in a community. For instance, you, being the ages between 18 and 35, if you want to get to places, you need to come together and make the decisions together, but also to acknowledge each other's strengths that you have. It's also important, while you are positioning yourself, that, for instance, if one person is strong in terms of his character or his temperament, to get that person, for instance, in terms of the outspokenness of a person, that you decide deliberately to put that person in a position where that person needs to articulate what you are planning here, and not try to play the power game, not to try to play the who is best, who is better to which elite person. That is not the case. The importance is that you need to come together, you need to do some analysis as to where is our strengths and where is our weaknesses. Believe me, today LPM is but 3 years old. Tomorrow and the years to come, LPM will be 10 and 15 and 25 years old. Where would you be? What role do you want the youth to play in the LPM? LPM is not for the elders. Please believe me, LPM is not for the elders. LPM is for everyone. It is for you. And you need to make your voice heard amongst the elders. You need to let them hear what you feel, what you think, and what your desires are. Otherwise, they will not take you along. And believe me, the wheel of development, the wheel of politics will not wait for you. It is a constant moving organ, politics. It will not wait for you. And therefore, it is important when you are electing your leadership that you would not go for buddy, that you would not go for he is ugly, she is beautiful. No. Look for that person that is rightly positioned to deal with a certain matter. That is the most important one. At this moment, the leadership has given me an authority and assigned me to this region to deal with the issue of realignment and restructuring of the party, of which you are part of it. I really would not like you to go out and lobby. Do you hear what I say? When there are elections taking place, do not go and lobby. Let's come together and engage in intellectual but also productive discussions in determining who needs to lead when. Because the moment we start doing the lobbying thing, we would then advance factionalism. The youth agenda is not far from the agenda of the party that you represent. You are a wing of the party. And therefore, in the Constitution, it clearly states that all the wings and the affiliates of the party must align themselves with the political agenda of the party. And therefore, it is important for you to understand and know what is the political agenda of this party. Does the party want to take over this government? And if they want to take over the government, what is going to happen? If you don't know, we have a problem. Because it's impartations that is important. What you hear from what the elders are saying, that must be the constant echo in your ears, in your minds, and that to be translated into what the youth are supposed to do in order to have the synergy. Therefore, the young blood, the energy of the party is the young people. no one else. If we do not have you, we have a problem with the next phase, which is you coming in. You need to be prepared. When we were driving this morning, my elder was saying, leadership and training and getting people into leadership is not easy. It's a must. We must allow you to get angry at some stage. We must allow you to face difficult situations at some stage. We must allow you to get into very awkward situations that you need to deal with in order to grow. Growth has pains. Growth is not easy. It's not laughing every time. It's reprimanded. Being told dat jy is jong, sit, jy ken nie waarvan jy praat nie. En om daai trots te sluk en te sit, knowing that people are preparing you to take over. You can't be bigger than your elders. Please listen to what I'm saying. You can't be bigger than your elders. You can't be bigger than Bartholomeus Peters. You can't. You can never be bigger than those that are teaching you to become. And therefore, I think the most important thing for you to do is to become teachable. To allow yourself to get into places and situations in which you would feel humiliated, but still nurture that opportunity, that moment as a moment of reference in your life, so that you can tell whoever comes after you, I went through that. It was painful, yet I learned this when that happened. Who doesn't understand? Yeah. She is the chairperson of Kalgran Village Council. When I speak and see that she is not doing the right thing, I don't talk to her as the chairperson. I don't. You can ask her. I don't speak to her as a chairperson of a village council. I speak to her as my child. That's how I speak when I'm in Kalgran. There are times that when we are together in meetings, I'm telling her, you must resign. You must resign from being the chairperson of the village council, so that we get someone else that wants to do the things the way that we want. Sy is young and immature politically. She is inexperienced. En soms moet ons haar regruk. I must tell you, there was one stage in my life that our leadership, national leadership, called me to the office. Don't laugh, you guys were there. It wasn't easy. That day, my tears were running. And my leadership was saying, don't stop, you are the chairperson and things are not happening, you must resign now. Because things are not happening. I said, leadership, no, resign. I resigned that day. I wrote a letter. My tears were running. I typed, printed, and Trevor was waar. I signed, resigning from the position I had. We must put you in places so that you can perform. Francis, you are not performing in Marintal. I want you, as LPM youth, to try and understand where this party is going. Interpret it to your level. Make it your agenda. And then flow with it while you develop political maturity, expertise, and knowledge in terms of politics. People are talking there outside socialism and Marxism and what. You don't need to worry about those things. You need to understand where this party is taking us. Het julle swembad in Rebot? Nee. Het julle swembad in Rebot? Het julle 'n swembad in Rebot? Kom ek vra vir julle, wat kos dit om 'n swembad te bou? Deur wie?
Vingers oplig en praat en reis when you speak, please.
Who is responsible to voice recreational facilities for young people? I want to sit down with this. Who is leading this region? Who is leading this region? Who governs here? Your answer is far from the truth. Who is governing this region? Your answer was far from the truth. Therefore, someone else must answer. Who is governing this region? No, I don't hear you because you said. You are also far from the truth. Who is governing this region? I'm Unduman. Sorry? Mendes Abdul, you went to the Bundus. You went to the Bundus. Yes, Meloni? Sorry. Eh? LPM. LPM is governing this region, not Tausa. Tausa is a representative or a deployee of the party. Not Mentos. Mentos is not the government here. There is only a regional government, and the regional government is LPM government. He is a representative of the central. You need to know these things. The governor is only a representative of the central government, doing nothing. Must work out. No functional, no executive powers, no nothing. He's got nothing. That's why he's got one office with 4 or 5 people helping him, assisting him. You, as LPM, are governing a regional council with more than 180 people working for the council. Let me also deal with this issue. If you are governing, who is LPM? Who is LPM? You are LPM. I am LPM. All of us are LPM. Now, if you send me to govern this region, what is your responsibility towards me? To hold me accountable. Okay, that is true. On what basis would you hold me accountable? On what basis? I don't hear you because you are sitting. Okay, let me make it clear. The party directs the government. This is a phrase that is leading the party. The party directs the government. The government reports back to the party. The party and the government gives feedback to the community. Listen to me. The party is the legitimate structure of the party. And we'll get to the issues of the structure. Please allow me to acknowledge the lead command of the Council of YCE, my former councillor, my elder Moses Karoe, in our midst. Now, if you are the legitimate structure of the party, then you are the party. The party is not anyone. The party is represented by its structures. And the structures must direct the government. Therefore, I am the government sent. She is part of the government. She is local authority. We are local authority and regional government. Can you please rise, the two of you? Now, if you want to hold me accountable on social issues of this Hartab region or the specific locality, Marintal or Kalgrad, you may have a seat. The LOC must send the deployees to do things. The party directs the government. Therefore, the party must first decide on issues and then tell me as a government deployee to go and execute these things in the government. Luister julle ook wat ek sê. Nou kom ek sê vir julle. Are you part of the LOC? Okay, since you're sitting, you're from Kalgrand. Oh, are you part of LOC? Okay, you are a representative of the youth on the LOC. And the LOC is the only legitimate structure in Kalgrand. Okay, you may have a seat. As meneer Van Wyk nie in die LOC die mense laat weet, dit is wat die jong mense wil hê nie, kan hy nie van haar enige iets verwag nie. Because jy het daar nie gestuur nie. Het jy een dag vir 'n swembad gevra? Tennisbaan gevra? Wat het jy ooit gevra as 'n verteenwoordiger van die jong mense? Okay, thank you. Therefore, the youth of Kalgrand can never hold the deployee of the party, which is the government, accountable. You can't. You are sending her away with a blank check to just go and do whatever she wants and deems fit when she is there. Now let me explain the structures of the party so that you would understand why you are and where you fit into the structures of the party. On the grassroots, no one of LPM, no member of LPM het enige reg om op social media's en goed te gaan, goeders te gaan praat van LPM nie. No. There is a grassroots level on which every member of the party must participate, which is absent, but I must say, East het een stapje voor ons allemaal gestap. And they have created neighborhood action committees. Kom ons klap vir East hande. Nou, elke persoon in die woonbuurt, in that what we call the neighborhood, becomes a member in that organ or that structure of the body, not the organ, that structure of the body is led by a lead actionist and 5 activists. When I go there to my neighborhood action committee, I cannot go and deal with matters of the party as the chairperson of the region, no. As an assigned leader, no. All of us, when we are going to our neighborhood action committees, becomes ordinary members in the NAC. The only people that are leading there are the lead actionists and the 5 activists. Are we together? The lead actionists of that klein groepie. Kom ons sê julle het byvoorbeeld, hoeveel groepe het julle? Hoeveel necks het julle nou? They have got 8 necks. Now, in that neck, it might be 7 streets. Those people in that 7 streets come together and they talk about issues of daily interests. Ons dak is afgewaai. Miggies het hier afgesterwe. Die kinders wat hier so bly is sonder 'n pa en 'n ma. Daai is die issues wat op die nek bespreek word. En omdat dit so 'n delikate orgaan is en 'n struktuur is, moet dit ten minste 1 keer of 2 keer in 'n maand of 1 of 2 keer in 'n week vergader. Ten minste. Sodat jy elke week hoor, is daar kos by die huis. Net daai mense het laas week ook nie kos gehad nie. And then the neck must deal with that issue. The representative, which is the lead actionist, automatically becomes a member of the LOC. So it's 8 lead actionists coming together. And they would then talk about, ons sal byvoorbeeld, maar lokas doen kan nie ba? Saus gewees tea, saus gewees sonder water. Okay, so if those are the necks, the lead actionists would then bring the report of the meetings to the LOC. Now, the LOC is not a place where people must start doing things themselves without having the mandate from the constituent. Meaning, you can never come to an LOC without engaging the youth in Kalgrand. Wat kom praat jy? Wie het jou gestuur? Om wat te kom sê? Die jong mense moet eers by mekaar kom elke maand before the LOC meeting. The youth must come together. When you decide we're going to split this little town into 2 groups and have youth command 1 and youth command, doesn't matter. Or whether you decide you're going to come together once in a month together and then in a meeting, proper meeting, discuss what you as youth want for Kalgrand and Rebot. And that document goes to the LOC. The LOC, in terms of the acronym, it's a local organizing committee. Not any other thing but to organize the problems that came from below. To say, okay, what do we have? We have 10 houses, you have South West and what. 10 houses needs roof sheets. Okay, let's calculate how much is that. Okay, that is 15,000, what. In the LOC, the representatives of the party or the deployees of the party are members on the LOC. So they hear what is said. They see the report. And the LOC then tells the local authority representatives, you now go and find money in the local authority and you buy for Oma Isis, Sinke, and Bauerhuis. That's what LCCC did when we got to our government caucus in Kitmanswap. He stood up and then he said, Regional Council Karas, Regional Council Hardap, you go back, you see to it that you get 250,000 from wherever you get the money, and you sponsor children to go and study. That's what he did. We went back and we had to, dan moet ons maar daai program moet net gestop word. Bring die geld hierso en laat ons hierdie geld. And that's how you are supposed to send local authorities. But if you are not involved, when are you going to get the swembad? If you are waiting for someone to clean Rio Spa's swembad hierso, when are you volunteering? When are you doing things out of your own volition? When are you getting active in governing this region? If you think the deployees are the ones to do the things, we are wrong. Because it's the government, it's the party that directs. So the party must have a plan. That's why you are setting a youth agenda. You must have a plan, and that plan must tell me how many young people are in that town. Do you know how many young people are here? Do you perhaps have statistics? How many schools are here? Young people, Rebot, how many schools are here? No. How many schools are here? You don't know. How many learners are in the school? You are youth. You are supposed to plan these things. Is there a possibility for a university here? Who is going to raise that point? The elders? No. Therefore, from the LOC, we have CPAC, the Constituency Political Action Committee. That's where we as regional councillors are coming in. That's where you are supposed to elect a constituency leader, meaning from that specific constituency. In Rebod Rural, Kalgrant must come together, Dyneveld, Omamas, Slip, those people must come together and elect representation on the constituency level, so that you have a representative in the constituency. And then you would come together on the regional level and elect your regional leadership. What you are doing here, I also said today, when I went out, maybe it would be fine for Rebot to elect their leaders. But with the numbers that I do see, it doesn't justify. Maybe because of the transitional phase and the founding phase, the lead command still has power, and the FEC to, for starters, appoint. It says, for this time around, lead us until we get to the next phase. Maybe that power still lies with the lead commands. Because I do know my lead command, when he gets to a town, he would say, Julle is nou 10 Julle vat eers en julle gaan eers met die ding vorentoe. But we need your involvement. We need your energy. Before any elder arrives at an event, we need you there. Before any other person defends, we want you to defend. If anyone talks bad about LPM, you defend. What my leader, Parliament Peter, said when we were doing our assessment, he was teaching people and said, when we were policemen, if you get to a scene and your colleague grabs a man and club, then you, which is the colleague, the policeman, you don't ask, but why are you? No. You can't fight them and say, hey, Clem, man was in. And later on, when you get home, you guys are police together. You ask, why did you beat the man? Later, when we are alone, you ask, why did you answer that man like that? You were wrong, but I had to help you. So we need to come together. We know we are one. We are one. We are not. We are one. And therefore, please allow me to say this. If we lose 2024, that burden lies with you. If we lose 2024, 2025, you have lost this party. As Yella. Because I know the elders will try and do things, but the people that will elect and cast their votes in 2024 and 2025 are 16 years today, 17 years today, are in school. Some of them to university, some not even have employment. It's you to advocate the desires of all these people so that they see that you are carrying their desires, their aspirations at your hearts. If one person goes out and get one person per month, recruit one member. Listen to me. We are getting to 2024. How many people are here? Young people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 35. You are doing calculations, you've got a pen. From next month onwards, if one person goes out and recruit only one person per month out of the 35, you have 70 people come June or July 2022. If 70 people goes out in July, by end of July we would have 140 people. By the end of August, it would be 280, 560, 1,120, 2,240, 4,500. I'm rounding it off. If we get to June next year, we have already won the elections. And you know what? If I would go out and in the next 10 months recruit only one person, I would only be responsible for 10 people around me. Because I have recruited her, and then she would then recruit her own. But then when time comes and I need to communicate, I've got the responsibility of a circle of only 10. So I would say, there's a meeting of LPM, and I only speak to the 10. And she's got her 8 people down there. She must take ownership and responsibility and accountability for those that she brought to the party. If we do not strategize, we will not win. We can't rely on sympathizers and supporters. We need to recruit. So therefore, allow me to say, Domingo Ndala, the lead command. If we lose 2024, you are failing us. Maybe I must say at this conference, the regional conference will take place before September of this year, of the youth. By then, you need to establish all the local structures and the constituency structures of the youth. So that when we get to the regional conference, you have representation. People that are eligible to be there. If we lose out, hier is die probleem. LPM? We are one? Kom ons show? LPM? Kom ons show? LPM? We are one? LPM? I say, who do it? Who do? Tadu bolor kaide. And therefore, please also, my apologies. I've got a meeting at 5 in Marintal with LPM members in Marintal. Yesterday evening, I arrived past 11, 12? Past 11, I arrived home. I had a meeting at 9 o'clock with ASAP, Chico, with the Namibian police, the representatives of the union, yesterday evening. That is the call that I was taking when I went out here. I cannot rest. I don't have the luxury of time. I hope you get the same urgency as young people that we have got no time to rest. We've got no time to rest. Please, let's work. Please, let's work. LPM? We are one.
From the youth side, I would like to say thank you to our regional chairperson, Honorable Donsap, for the powerful keynote address. I think a lot of us took away a lot of information from the keynote address. But what I personally took away, that also struggled actually as a being teacher, is learning it's of paramount importance that we allow ourselves in the process. And just like the leader Donsap was saying, we have also cried a lot of tears. Dominga knows when you're with leadership and when you're in a position of leadership, you are going to be hurt, but you grow through what you go through. LPM? We are one? We are going to close off this session and then we are going to take a break. But before we close off the session, I would like Councillor Francis Kavises to just give us closing remarks for the session.
Thank you, Pastor colleagues, leadership. Good morning once again. Like I will not also subtract anything from what the chairperson said. It's very true that it starts with you. Us, we want what's ahead for, let me say, from 30 years from now, what do we want? it does matter. So if you and me, we don't stand up in our respective constituencies and we don't represent our party, our youth agenda, then if we snooze, we lose, like the honorable said. So I hope we learned a lot, like leader Sana said, like I also took the, it's tough to work with young people. Honestly speaking, as a counselor here, I have experienced a lot with our youth also in Marientown. Like I was telling the leadership meeting this morning, that is also not going very well in Marientown when we talk about the youth. People have withdrawn due to circumstances, due to this and that, and personal issues and stuff. But as youth, if we don't, like the demonstration that was done just by our own council, if we don't pull together, if we don't contract and we don't consult each other and we don't work together, nothing will happen. Like the Honorable said, if we don't stand up for ourselves as youth, nothing will happen. So be teachable. Let's try to learn from each other as well. Me as a counselor can also learn from the ordinary as you. As you are a leader on your own as well. Wherever you go, you are representing your own house, your household as a leader as well. So it starts from home, it starts from yourself. You can't come and then create your own leadership skills at the LPM. No, it starts at your house, and wherever you go, you represent leadership yourself. So I would like to say thank you, as I was told to just close the ceremony, this first session off. Thank you for the powerful keynote. Thank you for also our President, Dominga Ndala. It was a powerful opening ceremony. Thank you so much.
Leaders, we will take a 15-minute break and then we will come back for Leader Dominga's address. Thank you.
It was very good. It was a good speech. I like it.
I don't have you have arranged something?
Yeah, because I was not sure of the number, but now we have the announcement.
Leadership. If you want me to start doing what do you think about the notice event? What do you think about the yes, I understand so. It's not advocacy, it's what they support them. This is it's also a student now. So it's the try, it's not even, but we'll talk when you come back. Okay. 3 years plus, okay.
Come se ne sono meglio, devo
Dan is werken.
straight.
En dit is er pre-workshop van een Calgrant.
Oh, it's okay.
Dan een Calgrant en die goede werken er van zeker. Maar dat is het